Welcome, my name is Rich, and this is a laid-back Let's Play of Star Wars: The Old Republic. Today, we are on Corellia. I realise that this map bears striking similarities, well, not that striking actually, now that I'm thinking about it. There are similarities between this map and, for example, Coruscant, or Nar Shaddaa. In that it's very, very busy once you've fully explored it. There's a lot going on, which a more rural map such as Alderaan or Tatooine doesn't feature. Although, as I was saying, there are similarities, and then zoomed out, I realised that actually on Coruscant the space around the map areas that you can actually explore is kind of an abstract, almost checkered design, whereas these I don't know what these lines are supposed to indicate, but you can take guesses as to what they are. They're not abstract, really. Anyway, we have some things to do over this way, so let us do that. We need to infiltrate Guardian Hold 1. Which one's that? Is this Guardian Hold 1? No, this is. Okay. This is Speak to Cole Cantaris, although I'm not sure what we're doing. That's the Corellia one. Okay. Corsac ally work. Gathering resources and intel for the Republic's assault on the legislature. Meet him in the council guardhouse in Capitol Square in the government district to plan your next move. So going there will unlock more missions for us. We've also got Shatter the Siege. Follows the Corsac needs assistance. His men aren't equipped to take down the Empire's mortar cannons, and they won't last long if those guns keep firing. Disable the Imperial mortar cannons in the government district to give Corsac a fighting chance. Okay. And of course, well, I remember what we're doing with As Above, So Below. And that is we're just infiltrating the Guardian Hold 1, where a lot of the head officials, like government types, are hiding, and where we believe Sio Bakan is, who is the embodiment of the first son of the Empire, although it remains to be seen how much of his original personality. Well, there's some of his original personality left, isn't there? When we talked about finding the house that he grew up in, he remembered walking in the parks of Corellia with his father. So it seems as though the first son is a personality that's overlaid. Those aren't mortars. And the shots that they're firing are not arcing, they're shooting straight. Those are beam weapons. Couldn't even bother to come up with any kind of an in-game model for a mortar. Disappointing. Lob a grenade on it, that'll sort it out. No, thank you. Social distancing, please. was hoping to catch this tyrant, but obviously didn't manage that. I probably should have placed the force quake more carefully if that was my goal. Nice. Grenade. Oh, I actually need to stay within range, watch it explode. There we go. Now the game believes that I have destroyed the mortar. Actually an anti-aircraft weapon. There is a way through here, right? This indicates that there is, but... Oh, is it up there? No. That would have been a real pain, wouldn't it? No, it's through here, which looks to have been thoroughly trashed. Although who's to say this isn't what it looked like originally, before the invasion. There isn't a way through there. I could have gone this way, couldn't I? I didn't have to double back. Didn't notice that one. What's the quicker way now? Down here? Yeah, probably. My mistake. What's that? It's group phase, okay. Ah, I can give. Oh no, I can't. That's a little bit disappointing. The power went off. Like it said, it didn't react as though. Like, because I can target these guys and not target not a player, and it won't do anything. And sometimes other players have a setting enabled that means that you can't give them buffs for whatever reason. In which case, the game says target is immune, but I didn't get that message, or I didn't notice that message when I was trying to apply such a buff. To that Sith player. So I got a little bit excited that I would be able to be friendly to an opposing side player, but no. Game says no, not allowed. A strange war cry. You're an orc. But like a scared orc. Or a worried one, anyway. I know that orcs get scared. No, yeah, they do, don't they? They're just not scared of death. So quite how you have orcs that are scared and have bad morale in fights. I'm thinking specifically of 40k and, well, Warhammer orcs. Not just all 40k orcs, but everything invented by the Games Workshop.
Good you're here. We've got trouble. You remember Councilor Balos?
Captain Kantaris tells me the Republic's on their way here. You can't attack the legislature yet. The Empire's taken control of the Ion Wall, Corellia's most powerful defense system. They're planning to use it against the Republic.
How did the Empire get control of the Ion Wall?
The Corellian Council offered it to them. Only we have the codes to operate it.
You happen to tell them our position and troop numbers, too?
But I have the codes. Why not turn it on the legislature's defenses instead?
You know the legislature best. Would this work?
I'm not sure what the Empire's installed, but it would definitely take out the building's security. What's the catch?
First, you'll need to point the Ion Wall's emitters at the legislature. They've been concealed inside statues around Capitol Square. Once the emitters are realigned, the Ion Wall can be activated. The controls are located inside intra-Corellian intelligence.
That's the catch. Intra-Corellian intelligence was one of the first places the Empire took over. It'll be crawling with Imperials.
Not for much longer. I'm still not entirely clear what the Ion Wall is, other than a pun based on the Iron Curtain. That was the division between East and West Germany during the Cold War.
Some Republic troops or a Core Sec squad, might even the odds.
You head over with more than you've got, and the Empire will know something's up. Nice and quiet is our best strategy.
Imperials aren't the only danger, I'm afraid. Several members of the Dark Council arrived in Capitol Square a few days ago. One of them, Darth Ackeron, was dispatched to intra-Corellian intelligence to keep the Ion Wall safe. You'll have to get past him.
Easily done.
Where are the rest of the Dark Council members?
Inside the legislature. One's protecting the Corellian Council. I feel more like we're being watched. I should go. There's a secure line from inter-Corellian intelligence to my office. Contact me once you've activated the Ion Wall.
The guardhouse is still linked to the legislature. We can't control their defenses, but we can tell when they go down. I'll get Corsac and the Republic into position. The minute you activate the Ion Wall, we attack.
It's all stuff around where we've been already. It wasn't a very long look. But I need to be able to navigate. So. They're all down. It seems as though they are. Like down inside here. Ah yes, these statues. Hello, Dom. Oh wow, was he weak? Weak. So, right, okay. Does the statue turn? No. That's disappointing. Presumably the emitter is what, either within a hollow structure inside the statue or within the base. Most likely within the statue. But very disappointed that the statue didn't rotate. Even briefly. I mean, the... No, thank you. The mortars had an a destruction animation where they got blown up and then were replaced in game, albeit briefly, by a destroyed appearance. So don't tell me that they couldn't have put in some kind of animation of the... Stop that. Don't force choke, my friend. Some kind of animation of the statues turning. Why some of these are weak? Is it to speed the mission up? Or is it just because there's lots of them around and if you had to get into a fight against 3 ordinary dudes? Well, I don't know, even a fight against 3 ordinary dudes wouldn't be that big of a deal. Where are we going now? Over here. Group phase, Foop Graze, and then a lift. Which might be up, but it's probably down. Not allowed to be mounted in here. Floor plan. That's a weird floor plan, isn't it? Oh, we went up. Okay, interesting. So this is a section of that glass-walled corridor. Out. Where do we count as being? Can't really tell. This doesn't tell us anything either. So these 2 sections of walkway were built to connect 2 different buildings, or sections of building. So why didn't they just build a diagonal walkway from corner to corner? Why did they go in a big square? I realise that everything is built on grids, but this is a bit extreme. Let's give this Sith Dark Council guy a bad time. What is patrol routers? Probably just this section of corridor. Great security, that. Just patrol. What kind of distance is this direction? Okay, so my distance from here to here, my distance from him is 35 feet. That looks similar. It's probably about 40 feet in it along here, but obviously larger on the outside and smaller on the inside. But let's call it 35 feet. on average, which means 70 feet. A 70-foot patrol for that guard. Security here is very lax. Oh, there's another overseer. Fun. Wonder where my character is pulling all of those pieces of debris from. Outside it would be like little pebbles from inside the earth, but inside here, in a clean space like this, is she tearing them out of the floor? Well, they went down hard, didn't they? It's a tightly coiled series of slopes. I mean, points for accessibility, I guess. But still feel like the design is a bit suspect. Weird choice made. Barrel. Electrical barrel. I'm not quite sure how a barrel contains electricity in that way, or why it would, go off like that. But don't think that it does much to living people. I think that electrical barrels like that inconvenience droids more than anything. Ooh. Darth Ackeron. How's it going, champ?
Another chance, my lord. You'll need us. The Republic's agent. Too powerful.
One Jedi against a member of the Dark Council. I'm insulted.
I should be the one who's insulted.
Soldiers are often more trouble than they're worth. You deserve better from your opponents.
Your men were fighting for their lives.
Perhaps if they had fought for the Empire, they would have survived.
Doubtful.
The Republic did well to send you here. If activated, the Ion Wall would disable ships, artillery, even the weapon in your hand. But your contact should have told you that the Ion Wall cannot be destroyed through the controls alone.
I have no idea what you mean.
You should pray the Republic can protect its spy better than you have.
Back off, please. Yeah, I didn't think that he was going to be a difficult fight. He's only elite. Good night, Ackeron. Can I just destroy any of this? Only this, but I don't want to do that because I... Oh no. Hit the right buttons, would you? I crafted those. I want to keep them. The device is up inside the statue.
The ion wall's been activated, Counselor.
And it worked perfectly. The Empire's scrambling to find reinforcements. Now's your best chance. General Age is starting the assault. Head for the legislature. Catch up with their men inside.
We couldn't have gotten here without you.
After seeing all the damage you've undone, I wish I'd done it sooner. I must go. The Empire's moving the Council to a secure location. No more comm calls. I bet my life on a Republic victory. Don't disappoint me now.
probably be most efficient to run out and then just run across to Guardian Hold 1. Unless the next stage of this is Enter the Legislature, which is not the same as Guardian Hold 1. You would think it would be. You would think that they would cross over there, but maybe not. Okay, so we were inside here. Where did those walkways go? Are they visible from outside? It would appear... what if I mount up, eh? It would appear... not. That's disappointing. It didn't create an interior, like an exterior space on the map here that matched the interior that you saw when you were inside the building. So quite where those glass-walled walkways between buildings have gone, between being inside of them and exiting the building, I really couldn't guess. Unless the... oh, is it here? That's a section of building. Let's go over there. I mean, it's not the way we need to be going. We need to be coming down here. But did we, by entering this building here, somehow transpose ourselves over via turbo lift to this building, which appears to have a pair of walkways? Okay, so there's a walkway through, and then a pair of walkways over there. They're not oriented correctly to match the interior space that we were in, because of course this is north, that's south, and when we were inside that building, yeah, I think this is where we were supposed to be looking out from, up here, because there's a turbo laser emplacement there. Another one just over here. I think that's where we were supposed to have been. Right? So we entered here, we used a lift inside, and then we appeared here, a couple of floors up, and then we used this pair of walkways to transfer from that building into this one, the next floor up. And then go down inside here. Let's ignore for now. There is also a bridge on this side of the building going through to here. We'll pretend that the architecture of the building that we were in didn't include that. Because this is the closest, and I think the only building in the government district which actually has that feature. Which just means that we were within some kind of mysterious turbo lift capable of lateral movement as well as vertical. Or maybe we went down into some kind of service corridor from here that led over here, and then we used a different turbo lift to come up. Maybe that's what happened. Aha. I was supposed to use the stairs, but I can cheat. If the game will let me get up onto the ledge. I can cheat and use... Okay, so that's some kind of missile system. I was probably supposed to come up here, wasn't I? But I'm a rebel. No, thank you. Go to sleep, Mr. Sith Watcher. Or I could probably have come up these stairs as well, but I did neither.
It was an ambush, General. Imps came through a hidden entrance. Lost our CO, but the cavalry showed up just in time.
You've got my thanks. The ion wall did plenty of damage, but the Empire's recovering fast. The Corellian Council's shortcuts aren't helping. As long as the Empire has the Council, they have their inside knowledge. We have to find them.
Councilor Balos said they were in a secure location.
We've gone over the schematics with Captain Kantaris. He's identified a holdout room intended to keep the Council safe in an emergency. Darth Ackeron of the Dark Council was their escort. If they're in the holdout room, she'll be in there with them.
Darth Ackeron might sacrifice the Council before she'd lose.
Protect the Council if you have to. They should live to answer for their decision. You have Republic reinforcements, of course. Captain Kantaris is leading his own assault, but assures me his officers will come if called. The Green Jedi has also promised to send who they can spare.
Who are the Green Jedi?
I've never heard of the Green Jedi.
Special enclave dedicated to protecting Corellia. You'll understand the name when you see their robes. Our techs have rigged the legislature's comm stations to connect directly to Republic dispatch. Use them to call for backup. Remember, the Corellian Council is the Empire's ace in the hole. Find them before there are any more surprises.
When we're done, the Empire will regret they ever landed on Corellia.
I think they're probably regretting it as we speak, but agreed. Certainly some of them are regretting it. wonder why our shadows are there. That's really weird. What's going on with that light source? Bonked with a rock. Don't know about you, but a beach ball sized piece of debris whacking me in the head would definitely slow me down. Savik. Ouch. Unpleasant. Have some yourself.
It's war in here. I need trained soldiers.
No, I don't.
Locating nearest Republic squad. Transmitting your location.
I'm fine. I mean, we do get to see a cool troop drop. That was a slow-moving projectile. But once again, I was fine. I mean, if we need to hold the position, fair enough. I don't know why we would. I mean, just sweep the place as we do with every other location that we take. No, thank you. Over there, please. I hit the wrong one with the... Meditate. Does that do damage? It does, huh? Okay. So that took down the Does his patrol take him over? Yes, it does. Okay, that's a nicely planned patrol route there for this Imperial Master Cannoneer. No, thank you. Why didn't that do anything to him? Even now. Should have blown him backwards. Can't tell you how many times I wish that I had an ability like Force Wave in real life to help me maintain social distancing. Particularly recently, after the British government has said, oh, it's fine, you don't need to worry about social distancing or wearing masks anymore, you can relax. It's like, nah mate, that's not how it works. That's not being safe, that's being selfish and stupid. But because the government says they're allowed to stop being careful, that means they're invincible and don't need to worry about, I'm going to call in more reinforcements.
This place is a maze. I could use some local help.
No, it isn't.
Contacting Captain Kentaris. Corsac is tracking you now.
Is he alright? Looks like he's been bruised around the eyes. Where is he anyway? I mean, I am benefiting from a map which only shows the places that I can go, but I don't think that I would have had trouble finding the most significant doorways. I mean, this stuff isn't difficult. Ooh, could I have crept through and called in reinforcements and just had them take out all the Imperials? Would that be possible? Or allowed? Where's the next one? Down over there. Can I even get over there? Maybe. Let's try the experiment, shall we? This patrol is going to be a problem. Can I hide in the corner until he goes away? Oh, the patrol ends there and it takes him back around. What fun. Now the real question is, can I stay far enough away from these two that I will not pull either? Really glad once again that enemy mobs don't pay attention to your companion. So that immediately pulls attention. Unlike in other cases where I can interact with an object despite being in combat, it didn't do anything to prevent it from continuing this time. So I do at least need to take this guy out. So can I...
The fight I'm heading for could use another Jedi.
Patching through to the Green Gardens, uploading your coordinates.
Gardens or Guardians? He still had his vibroblade in his hand. Okay, so that's wiped all of these mobs out. Let's just set that for the sake of it. It's wiped out all the mobs. Still something weird about the light source and the surface and the way that I've got a little bit of a light, of a sort of a light shadow under me, but then this is behaving as though I'm some distance off that surface that my shadow this shadow is being cast upon, and there isn't that much size difference between me and Kaizen, but my shadow is way smaller than his. Super weird. And it wasn't just the guard who was helping us, wherever he's gone. That had both a blaster and an energy weapon, and an energy sword in his hand. It was one of the guards through here that got taken out by him, who had both types of weapon in hand at once. He thinks that this was one of the last areas that they worked on, and they were a bit rushed when they were making it. And also, they haven't come back through to tidy up. It's like, yeah, okay, you're working on updates or more content or whatever, but surely this could have been fixed with a patch. This guy. Well, that was really weird as well, wasn't it? Can I break any of this down? Ooh, I can break these things down. Let's do that. That's quite a lot. Oh, I've got a bunch of stuff, haven't I? Wait, no, hold on. That's the gear is worse. The gear rating, but the actual stats that I get are better. That's really strange. I mean, I'll take it. And swap this out. I guess I've got this as well. I know I'm in the middle of a war zone. Oh, whoops. Right, I can't do that until... I can't close the window until that's finished going through. There we go. Okay. In the middle of a war zone, and more than that, in the middle of an operation. I'll just stop and take a minute to deconstruct some gear I have no use for. I'm sure the Sith are very polite and let me have a nap. Let me have the time to do that. I've gone past where I was supposed to be, haven't I? I'm supposed to be over there. Something will take me through here after stopping off at that room. So I might as well clear the way. Before I interact with the control panel on the wall. Just to make life a little bit easier for me. Hazardous material tank. That's going to be the gas. Cool. I don't know why hazardous material is green gas, but okay. That's following cartoon logic.
I assure you, Darth Ackeron, this holdout room is impenetrable. The Republic will never break through.
Save your breath, Counselor. Even your little hiding place was not immune from the ion wall. You've turned the legislature into a battlefield. Is this your plan to lure the Council back to the Republic?
It's never too late to admit you were wrong.
Even with half of Corellia in flames, the Council still stands with the Empire.
Do they have much choice?
After seeing the damage to the legislature, I was expecting an army. You should have come prepared. The holdout room is designed to protect and hide the Council. There are no comm stations here. All transmissions are blocked. Your allies are out of reach. Can you face me without your precious Republic?
Better question, can you face me without your precious Empire?
I've beaten too many Sith Lords to back down now.
The Council stands with the Empire. Killing me won't change that.
Who said we weren't doing it for fun? When I heard you were going after the Council, I rounded up Corsek's best. I wouldn't miss this for anything.
Then you've chosen your fate. Those who resist Imperial rule will die by my hands.
There we go. Splendid. Not much of the Council left, is there?
Well, counselors, looks like it's just you and your angry constituency now. Acting Corsec Command can arrest heads of state with the Republic's approval. I want all of them. Councilor Balos, too.
But I spied on the Empire. I lied to a Sith Lord. I risked my life to help the Republic.
You were the first to suggest we join the Empire, Balos. How many credits were you offered to change your mind?
Is this true, Councilor Balos?
The Empire made overtures and I introduced them to the Council. Does that even matter now?
It does
yeah.
to me. It matters to every man, woman, and child who died trying to undo it. The Council made themselves kings at Corellia's expense. They all deserve to be punished.
Why is that the light side option?
Councillor Belos got us here. He's more than made up for it.
I don't know if I'll ever make up for it, but I won't let a chance to try go to waste. Thank you.
Hold on, I think I can make that decision again, can't I?
Well, counselors, looks like it's just you and your angry constituency now. Acting Corpsec Command can arrest heads of state with the Republic's approval. I want all of them. Councillor Belos, too.
But I spied on the Empire. I lied to a Sith Lord. I risked my life to help the Republic.
You were the first to suggest we join the Empire, Belos. How many credits were you offered to change your mind?
Cheating at conversations.
Is this true, Councillor Belos?
The Empire made overtures and I introduced them to the Council. Does that even matter now?
It does to me. It matters to every man, woman, and child who died trying to undo it. The Council made themselves kings at Corellia's expense. They all deserve to be punished.
I agree. I don't care about earning a few dark side points. I think that holding everyone accountable, particularly the person who began all of this by introducing the Council to the Empire, should face justice for what they've done.
You all started this war. Nothing can make up for that.
Take note, Captain Kataris. This is how the Republic repays her allies.
Only the ones who joined the Empire, Counselor.
Yeah.
General Aves will want a status update. Give us a minute to restore communications in here. Can you hear us, General?
Coming through fine, Captain. Without the Corellian Council's advice, the Empire's falling back on old tactics. They're not working. Once the legislature falls, the Empire will be vulnerable. I've got several squads ready to push them off Corellia, but they'll need a signal.
Broadcast comm in the Speaker's courtyard. Your signal will hit every comm station on Corellia, if you can reach it.
Tell me where I need to go.
The Speaker's courtyard is being protected by Darth Decimus, the last of the Dark Council members sent to Corellia.
He convinced the Corellian Council to join the Empire. He won't let Corellia go easy.
You won't have any backup here. Corsec's holding the Council. The Green Jedi are defending their enclave, and my men are in position.
Darth Decimus. Darth 10? Darth 1/10th.
I'll have the Force on my side.
Just remember, it only takes one good shot to kill someone, Jedi or no.
Once you've defeated Darth Decimus, contact me on the broadcast comm. I'll be waiting for your signal.
This is it. One Sith Lord between us and freedom. Corellia's counting on you.
Darth Latin name. It's a very, very Latin name, isn't it? I think Decimus is a name. Decimus Junius Brutus Albinus. No, Albinus. Roman general and politician of the late Republic period, and one of the leading instigators of Julius Caesar's assassination. Decimus is also the middle name of Russell Crowe's gladiator character, Maximus Decimus Meridius. It's a character in Warhammer 40k. Decimus is a character in Halo. Decimus is a Latin praenomen, a personal name usually abbreviated as D. Though never especially common, Decimus was used throughout Roman history from the earliest times to the end of the Western Empire and beyond, surviving into modern times. The feminine form is Decima. The name also gives rise to the patronymic gens Decimia. Okay, but what does it mean? Origin of the name. and meaning of the name. Okay. Decimus is the Latin word for 10th, and it falls into a class of similar praenomina, including the masculine names Quintus, Sextus, Septimus, Octavius, and Nonus, as well as the feminine names Prima, Secundus, Tertia, Quarta, Quinta, Sexta, Septima, Octavia, and Nona. It is generally believed that the name was originally given to a 10th child, a 10th son, or a 10th daughter. However, it has also been argued that Decimus and other praenomina of this type could refer to the month of the year in which a child was born. It may be that such names could be given for either reason. Whatever the original reason for the name, it is clear from the historical record that parents frequently chose these praenomina because they were family names and not because of their meaning. Chase cites the example of a grandfather, father, and son in Gens Junior, each of whom bore the name Decimus and achieved consularship, as well as a later case in which the grandfather and father were both consuls. It is conceivable that each of these was a 10th son or even a 10th child. It was inconceivable that each of these was a 10th son or even a 10th child. A similar case could be made for the many generations of certain families, such as the Fabii, who made extensive use of the praenomen Quintus, or the Julii, who, with respect to the praenomen Sextus, the Oscan praenomen Decius or Decius, Deciis. I'm not quite sure how you would pronounce that. Welcome, by the way, to Nomad and Jarek M11. I was curious about the name Darth Decimus. So I'm looking up the origins of the name. It's a Roman name. Ah, the door's open now over there, okay. So Darths tend to choose their own names. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic just got released on Switch. Nice. Darths tend to choose their own names after they become a Darth, don't they? Or get given the names. I suppose if he was given the name Decimus, it might be because he arose to Darthhood on a 10th month, or maybe even on a 10th planet. Although quite what star system has a... Oh well, it doesn't have to be an inhabitable planet, does it? I suppose. It could be a station on a 10th planet. But then any star... No, hold on. Star system... Our star system doesn't have 10 planets. And distance in or out, close to or away from the sun doesn't dictate mass, size of planet. The KOTOR release on Switch is digital and over 11 gigabytes. That's going to be a pain to download, isn't it? Gotta make sure you do it on Wi-Fi, hey? Decimus over there. Deci. Darth Decimus, yeah. And we get to have a conversation with him as well. I imagine the name Decimus was chosen to kind of tie him to a Roman idea, to give him that kind of flavour. I'll wait for someone. Wait for a while. Maybe someone will do it physical. Does that happen often with the Switch, where people will basically burn a game to a physical device, like CD? Do you get stuff on CD for the Switch? Or on memory stick? Currently looking for Christmas presents. Do you have any ideas? Well... no, not off the top of my head. I think the best Christmas present is one that suits the person to whom you give it. I think that I subscribe to the philosophy that it's the thought that counts. So, I mean, it's difficult coming up with things for people, especially if you feel like they've already got everything that they need. But surely that they have, all the people that you're buying for have things that they enjoy. Or they've spoken about things that they're looking forward to reading or watching, perhaps. Sort of flash memory cartridge. Oh, okay. So are there people that come up with sort of secondary market Switch cartridges for ordinarily only downloadable games? So, Jarek, I'm afraid I don't have any good answers for you. Not quick, simple answers on what you should get people for Christmas. I think it depends on them as individuals and your knowledge of them. I don't think that any of us are similar enough that there is a single universal good present, other than money, which is not very personal. I mean, even gift cards tie you to a specific place that the person you give the card to might not be able to come up with something that is sold at that place that they want. And there's also like gift cards, you can't turn them back into money. So if you have a gift card with like 80 quid or $80 on it, and someone finds something in the shop that the gift card is for like 75 or 78 or even 79, you know, a non-round number, then the remaining money is essentially gone. It's not accessible anymore because it's on a gift card, and the place for the gift card, for which the gift card is for, that was a very clumsy sentence, wasn't it? May not actually have anything for like very small quantities of money. Let's find out what sort of person Darth Decimus is then, shall we?
A predictable choice. Only a Jedi could bring the Republic this far. I've watched your progress across Corellia. The Speaker's courtyard has been witness to it all. From this historic stage, I'll declare Corellia an official member of the Empire. Even your efforts cannot sully that.
Why haven't you done that already, given that the Council of Corellia came over to the Empire's side? And it was only after that point, and after the Empire landed, that Corellia's security forces started to rebel and be a resistance movement.
I'm declaring a Republic victory. Should be an interesting broadcast.
Because you've taken the legislature? There's more to Corellia than Capital Square. When the Empire evaded, the Council provided coordinates. Coronet City's docks were emptied. Those who resisted were killed. The fleet moved into the shipyards. Imperial troops spread to Capital Square. Truly a glorious sight.
Yeah, and I've just been through all of those places and swept them of the Empire, so I don't know quite what planet you're on, but it's not Corellia. Guess I just buy some pair of headphones for my parents because they love to watch series on their tablets. Yeah, that could do.
I doubt the Empire got a warm welcome.
Did you think the Council emptied the docks themselves? More Corellians support the Empire than you realized. One of your founders abandoned you. How much longer until Coruscant follows? Balmorra? Ord Mantell? Soon the entire galaxy will realize your weakness. The Empire needs no weapons to destroy the Republic. Only time.
And yet, the Empire attacked. If the Empire didn't need weapons to destroy the Republic, could only wait them out, why not do that? Why go to the trouble of starting a war?
It's been a few thousand years, you must be pretty patient.
The Republic is on its knees. I intend to see it fall.
Good night, Desi. Have a nap.
Darth Decimus is defeated, General. Tell your men the legislature is ours.
No need to. Broadcast comm just sang it across Corellia. It's up to our reserves to push the Empire out completely. But we're already seeing major retreats. Corellia is free. We're getting ready to declare a formal victory to the Senate. Head for the press room when you're ready.
Did my sassing an Imperial Darth get broadcast to all of Corellia? That's pretty fantastic. Did I plan to enable subs on Twitch? The subs are on in the game. I don't know if Twitch has an ability to provide subs, but unless they're providing subs for me... hold on, do you mean subtitles or subscriptions? Because I'm not actually clear on what you mean, subscriptions. Yes, I don't really... I think that subscriptions are enabled. I don't see why I wouldn't want people subscribing. I know that I've been getting... Yeah, I should have some subscriptions enabled. I've gotten messages saying that people are subscribed, and I've also gotten messages saying people are following.
Supreme Chancellor Suresh. Senators. The Republic's taken the legislature, and the Empire's on their last legs. It's all cleanup from here.
The message went out across Corellia, and I'm proud to relay it to you on Coruscant. We will have our victory. We had plenty of help from our allies, but one woman stood above the rest. We owe our victory to her efforts.
On behalf of the Senate, I'd like to thank you for your service to the Republic. The General tells us you were indispensable.
General Aves and Captain Kantaris gave the orders.
We haven't forgotten. They'll both be honored for their leadership.
The Senate's heard many rumors about the Imperial invasion of Corellia. Before we continue, we'd like to hear the truth.
The Empire moved in with the Corellian Council's blessing. We fought their inside knowledge all the way to Capital Square.
The Council showed no remorse for their actions. They've been arrested and removed from office.
The Council was loyal to the Republic for years. Why would they abandon us now?
I'm not sure. I know that the... What's his face? Is his name in the list up here anywhere? Aves and Cantaris. Belos, there we go. Councillor Belos was offered. The Empire made overtures, and he introduced them to the council. I don't know whether he was offered money. I don't know that either of these answers is true. I meant the monthly $3.99 that you can pay streamers on Twitch, because I see no button under your stream. Ah, that's because I am not an affiliate or partner. Thank you for checking, but I don't have the requisite numbers in the right areas to be taking money for subscriptions, I'm afraid. But thank you for the thought. I appreciate it. Let's just go with this.
The Empire convinced them that we were weak.
The Council went with the odds. Fortunately for us, they didn't pay off.
With the Council in jail, Corellia has no local leadership. There could be riots, crime sprees, further destruction.
After all the damage the Empire's done, the Senate is hesitant to take direct control. Who should lead Corellia through their recovery?
Obviously the Corellians. Let's have an election.
We've got a war to fight. Corsac can handle things here.
We'll hold elections for a new council soon.
Yeah, there we go.
Should be nice not answering to anyone for a while.
Corellia is one of our founding planets. There was no warning before they turned. How many more worlds might be on the brink? You brought Corellia back to the Republic. You have the Senate's attention. How can we prevent other worlds from joining the Empire?
Even in times of war, the Republic attracts others seeking freedom from the Empire. We've found our allies in unlikely places, ready and willing to fight for us. Make good on your promises. Support all the worlds that came to our aid.
After the war is over, our new allies will have whatever they need.
Before you go, we'd like to thank you properly. There's no medal or title that equals what you've accomplished. But this should help.
First-class blood stripes. Corellia's highest honor. Awarded to those who keep fighting despite the odds.
Thank you, Captain. I'd be proud to fight with Corsac again.
We'd be proud to have you, but I'm hoping our fighting days are nearly over.
You freed Corellia from the Empire and set events in motion that may end this war. You deserve more than our thanks.
Our victory today sends a message. The Republic may falter, but we will never fall. As long as we keep fighting. Senators, let your voices be heard. Stand and recognize these heroes of the Republic.
These senatorial chambers are much smaller than the ones we see in the films. Don't get too excited.
Yeah!
Ooh. Was that from my decision earlier to arrest? Oh, it's not really made much difference, has it? 100 dark side points compared to my 100,000 light side points. I think the odds are leaning more towards light than dark, aren't they? Oh, where do I need to go? It'd be quicker to teleport out here and then wiggle through, or to walk out and then up. Let's walk out. Oh, hello. Where did you lot come from? I didn't leave this space like this. Definitely took out the trash before I came. Why did they refresh? That's super weird. Some fighting away out. Are they in the same positions that the mobs were in before I took down Decimus? Was there some kind of call-in reinforcements button that I didn't notice? Of the rest of the building is full of imps. Because I decided that I wanted to walk out rather than use the shuttle, but if I have to fight my way out, then definitely taking a shuttle. Guess we'll find out when we get through here. Distancing, please. Why am I... Oh, the place is just full of the mobs that were in it before. Okay, well, I guess I'm teleporting out then. No, shuttling out, sorry, that should be. It's not teleportation, it's a shuttle. Shuttle has been dispatched. Let's see. Also places me next to someone to whom I can sell all of my junk.
Nice to see customers. Can I get you anything?
So that's nice.
Feel free to browse.
That hat down. No.
I've got good suppliers. Only the best sold here. Feel free to browse.
I guess let's hand in the quest. And then head over. Oh, I've got some post, haven't I? A historic day. Senator Arliss. General Aves has informed me that you were the one who reclaimed the Museum Republica. First, let me congratulate you on your victory. The museum holds so much of our treasured history. Now it can document another historic moment, the capture of Commander Taynor, leader of the Emperor's own Imperial Guard. The commander clearly did not expect to survive the battle, and Republic officials tell me he must be kept under constant supervision. I have given them the power and resources to do so. He is too valuable a prisoner to be allowed to die in his cell. On behalf of the entire Senate, I would like to thank you for your heroic actions. We look forward to seeing what you'll accomplish in the future. Freeing Corellia, it seems. I'm leaving and go watch some series. Bye bye. See you next time. Well, thank you for coming by, Jarek. I hope you enjoyed, and I do hope to see you again. Enjoy whatever it is you're going to watch.
Laporam amka, mamni nikag, nagnaya mamni kamgam, raka kalam kara, ninyak oramag yang migik.
So let's wiggle through here, I suppose, and then to the what's it called again? Guardian Hold, that's the one. Ugh. Why do you have to be so awkward? Geometry. I do hope, Nomad, that the KOTOR release for the Switch has been updated, at least in graphics, and maybe some other like quality of life changes. I didn't actually play any KOTOR. I played a bit of KOTOR 2, as I've discussed before. But I would hope that the game has been... It's quite an old game by this point. I would hope that if it's being released on Switch, it's at least gotten a cosmetic upgrade in the graphics. Maybe I would have been better off doing Guardian Hold 1 first, and then the legislature. explodey barrel hidden behind there. And it is a properly explodey barrel as well. Nice. I always appreciate that. Chaps. Ready to have that time. Use this is going to be, but let's use it anyway. No thank you, have a nap. Holding cells. For whom they are. That's for a hatch. Do you suppose it will let some people in? Game, because of the way that it needs to work in terms of like designating objects as things you can interact with, does kind of give away its surprises. Oh, this is odd way of building steps, isn't it? Sloped downwards. That's got to be disconcerting to try and walk up, hasn't it? Ooh, hey. Explodey barrel. Messed up all of those droids. Oh, no, thank you. Social distancing, come on. Behave. Ah, Cave of the First Son. First Son has his own man cave, does he?
You promised us this place was impenetrable, Nadian.
A temporary setback, sir. She's a Jedi. She can be reasoned with.
You were on the recording we took from the Javelin. You negotiated with the First Son.
That was a private communication. If you've come to accuse us of selling Corellia to the Empire, save your breath.
Jedi, please understand. We can all agree these consequences are unfortunate. But some of us were buying time. The Empire's offer was a chance to save Corellia and her people.
And then those same people nearly ruin everything by fighting back.
The Empire will see you as a liability. I am your only hope.
The Empire will see us as a liability. She is our only hope.
Our only hope.
The Empire will send reinforcements. Our only hope may be lost.
Aha! Reinforcements. Oh, I am sorry.
He's got a lightsaber.
You're not all that you appear, are you?
Does it shine through this feeble shell?
Oof.
You're one of them!
The Emperor's words make everything clear, Jedi. The First Son will prevail, and you will die.
I should have known that wouldn't go the way I wanted it to. He had a lightsaber. Well, alright then, have a nap. bonk on the bumps. Yeah, I expected the guy who was thrown over here would have been killed by the impact, because he flew quite hard and it was propelled. He was propelled by force lightning, so. And there was also that crunch when he hit.
Counselor Syac was one of the children? What if I am too? What if I'm about to become some Sith puppet?
Once I stop the first son shielding his brothers and sisters, all the children will be revealed.
You're our only hope. Take this. You can stop the first son, and everything will be fine. There's a hatch that leads into the caves beneath Coronet City. The first son went there, to our last sanctuary.
Our forces are reduced by 1/10. It's pretty bad losses, but it's not that much.
We do not have the manpower for another assault.
We can hold Guardian Hold 1 no more. Any reinforcements will overrun us. Stop him now.
Let your intuition guide you.
I understand.
Our men will give you as long as possible, but we may have to withdraw. If you succeed, meet us back at the ship.
We are ready when you are, Jedi.
Whatever happens, knowing all of you has been a privilege.
Oh, I'm going to select one of the items. Neither of them is useful, but might as well take that one. Can I break it down? I can. Splendid. For some of those companions, I hope that this isn't the last time I see them. Let's leave that alone. Like Nadia, for example, who is supposed to be my character's Padawan, even though I'm not quite sure how much there is to teach her. Probably just indoctrinate her into the ways of the Jedi Order, to be honest. Grown fond of Kaizen. I like Lieutenant Felix Ereso well enough, but I could definitely leave Theron Cedrax wherever he ends up, and Zenith. He's not much of a personality, is he? And what you do get to know of him is it's rather intense, isn't it? Likes hurting Imperials, which is understandable, but the hurting is a concern. Dislikes mercy to the Empire. I mean, it is qualified, but it does paint quite an extreme portrait, doesn't it? Children of the Emperor. Cut that out. Really, it was just some kind of miserable little cave with a orange light above it. Well, that's yellow, kind of golden amber yellow. Two Emperor's children and children of the Emperor. Emperor's children are a Warhammer faction. A Legion of Space Marines in Warhammer 40k.
I applaud you, Jedi. Your fortitude and courage are remarkable.
Yep, correct.
No one has ever proved themselves to me.
Must be lonely.
You will be free again, Master. I promise. Just hold on.
Please, Jedi. Sio has found his proper place. He doesn't have your strength, I'm afraid. Learning the shielding technique was only more evidence of your fascinating mind. But then, you chose to save Lord Vivicar, risking your own life. Intriguing.
I did what I had to do. Nothing more.
I underestimated how powerful your trials would make you. But this sudden miscalculation, not like you at all. You should never have come here without your army's protection. Losing you will shatter the Rift Alliance.
Doubt that.
The Republic will collapse.
Also doubt that.
Fear, not war, will be the Republic's end. They will know the children remain, shielded by my will, and that their last hope is dead.
You've got an awful lot of faith in yourself for someone who has watched me chew through every single barrier in my way.
The Rift Alliance is more than one person, and the Republic is greater still.
Even now, you cling to your convictions.
What else is there to cling to?
Such a mind. You would have been unstoppable as one of us.
No thanks.
But it's too late. I cannot let you live.
Someone goes invisible around you. Use an area-wide force burst. It's only an elite as well. Whoa! That was quite final, wasn't it? Careful where you stand, I guess. We need to go through that conversation again, do we? Oh no, we start from being hostile. Where it's safe to stand. There wasn't any warning that I noticed. That's annoying. Don't have anything to use. Although hitting this didn't do anything the last time either. Really, didn't let me give me the ability to act. Oh, what? How does that keep happening?
Stand by for examination and suggested products. You are fit for duty. Return to your post.
Alright, I should also...
Report your ailments.
Peril.
You are fit for duty. Return to your post.
Why does that keep doing me in? There's no warning. Cannot enter whilst in combat. Oh, thanks, game. Is this bugged, or is there some secret to it that I just have missed? This is from 2011, so it's not really. Someone was struggling 10 years ago. The game has updated somewhat since then. So he's apparently bringing the ceiling down, has a cast bar, and you can interrupt him. So when the cave starts shaking, I need to interrupt him. Or maybe hide around the corner where I'm not in line of sight. Okay, when the stuff starts falling, I'll give him a shot of Mind Snap. And see if that succeeds. Various commenters were recommending trying different companions, but those were comments from like 10 years ago when companions had different unique specs, so you couldn't change the role of your companion. You either had to you had to choose one that would do a thing. I believe Kaizen was probably a melee tank. Some of them were either healer, DPS, or well, like range DPS or melee DPS, or range tank or melee tank, and that was it. You had to choose from. So let's guess here. Nadia was probably the healer. Tharan was probably the range DPS. Lieutenant Ireso could have been the healer, and Nadia could have been the melee DPS, given that she had dual lightsaber, like double-ended lightsaber. Zenith was probably a ranged DPS. I have to imagine the Kaizen was the tank. Wait, no, both of these couldn't be ranged DPS. Ah, well, it doesn't matter anymore because they can all be any rank, any class. So choosing one companion over another would not make much mechanical difference in this fight. Let's hope that I can tell when his drop the ceiling on you attack starts showing. Okay. This is what happened last time. Oh, he's healing me. Collapse cavern. Ooh, I interrupted him. Just by knocking him back. That's good to know, but I need to pay attention to his card file. Is it as simple as just making him stop doing the thing? Wow, okay. That would have been nice to know before. But even just knocking him over is enough to disrupt him.
Tell me why, Jedi. I stand unique among all other men in the galaxy. Why must I be destroyed?
All beings are unique.
There is more to you than the first son of the Emperor. That part I must save.
Gone? He's...
No, he's not.
Now, Master Sio, while he's weak, take control and unmask the other children.
I won't allow you to?
I am the one who will not allow this, first son. I know who I am. I am Sio Bakan. I am a Jedi Master, and you have lost. It's done. The shield is broken. The children's last protection is gone.
What happened to the first son? Is he gone too?
He's still here. Locked away, but awake. Like Yoreshka. I never suspected. How many died because I never suspected?
Well, the nature of the enemy's action was deception and concealment, so I don't know how you could possibly have known.
You can't forget all the good you've done as a Jedi, despite having such darkness inside you.
I still have a task to complete. The first son will never be free of my control again. I'll see to it, with the Council's help. And forgiveness.
We'll always be here if you need me, Master Sio.
I see there is little more I can teach you. I should stay here to recover, away from everyone. And thank you. For fighting when I could not. You should go. Corellia and your Republic are waiting.
Cool. And now I am done on Corellia, I think. Let's go to Port Bavaria. Don't know that I went up there previously, did I? There might be more missions waiting here. Oh, there are! There are some missions here. Can't mount up though. Is there anything along this way. There's a little trick if you're ever stuck trying to get up onto one of these crates. You don't have to go any long way around. If you're trying to solve a jumping puzzle, you can just jump onto here and then there. I think I've probably got detection range long enough to pick up. Yeah, I mean, I've gone out of range of any missions down here. And you would think if they wanted you to pick up the mission, to see it and pick it up, they would place it somewhere you could easily see it by getting close, by getting in. To the staging area. Player staging area. And so far, the only ones I can see are these two. There may be some outside, but it appears that I am not quite done on Corellia just yet. Oh yes, there is another mission. So let's pick up these things, one of which is a heroic.
How many times must we go over this? Any benefits of attacking the spaceport aren't worth the cost in lives.
Open your eyes, Captain. It's the only way to keep the imps from wiping you out. Excuse me, Master Jedi, but can you bonk this guy on the head? It's the only thing that might make him see reason.
I'll have to understand what's going on before I can help.
It's nothing to concern you, really.
Tell the truth, Bathans. Tell them you'd rather watch imp starfighters shred your men than take a risk and attack their hangars.
You're talking about the best defended hangars on Corellia.
You don't even need a frontal assault. A nasty enough team could slip into the starport and blow those ships under the imps' noses.
Sounds good.
I'll do it. I can handle a starport assault.
You're not under my command, so I can't order you to stand down. But my opinion is clear. If you're committed to this folly, we do have demolitions charges. Placed correctly, they'll bring down the hangars onto the fighters.
Hey, take this gun ripper, too. I used it to pry weapons off, pirate ships we raided on the Rimmer. The imps have some fancy toys on their fighters. If you can bring some back, we can put them to good use.
Steal Imperial weapons off their ships before crushing those ships with detonation charges to bring down the ceiling. Sounds fun.
What about my unit? Battle droid ambush. Pretty heavy casualties, I hear. And we're all stuck here in port. Master Jedi, you gotta do something. We need to get out there and help our guys, but our transports are all grounded.
Why are the transports grounded?
Get this. Our own ship started showing up as enemy blips on our scanners. Turns out it's an Imperial signal jamming operation. Command grounded all flights after our fleet shot down 3 of our own medship transports.
How many people aboard the medical transports?
Couple hundred. Imps probably planned it that way. We all want to hit back. The Empire's got a massive force protecting their operation. Too big for our local units to handle. If you don't cut through their defenses and shut down those jammers, I don't know who will.
This Imperial trickery is unacceptable, and I intend to stop it.
Basically, the jamming equipment's probably in the control tower, so you'll have to get access. I'll tell my superiors that you're going in.
Sounds to me rather like a war crime, and also immensely demoralizing to find that you've accidentally shot down medical transports. Boy, talk about a morale hit. System corruption detected. You examine a data core pulled from the Corellian droid's wreckage and read its final log entry. System corrupted by Imperial code from Imperial droids. Program complete. Imperial protocol activated. Calibrating weapons. Imperial command droids. Okay, so destroying the Imperial droids doesn't magically turn back the Corellian droids that they've already corrupted, but it will stop them from doing any more of that. So, hi, welcome, Shaman Boy. There are no war crimes in space. Also, you know, Empire. Yeah, it definitely seems like the sort of thing the Empire would do. A little bit disappointing that they wouldn't have any kind of concept of war crime, though. The characters would probably refer to it as atrocities or something like that. But an action like what we saw described as the setup for Starfighters of Corellia, no, not Starfighters, Scrambled Signals, I think should qualify as a war crime. I don't know the definition of war crime, the legal definition. I don't know all the different things that could be war crimes, but I imagine that shooting up medical vehicles is probably one of them, because if you shoot up a medical vehicle, then you're just making life difficult for not only enemy soldiers but also your own, because, for example, I know that the Red Cross will treat anyone, regardless of faction, in a war zone. I don't know whether ordinary military will just treat anyone, but I imagine that they will, so long as you don't attack them directly. Because they still would have taken Hippocratic oaths, so they would still be primed, I suppose, to provide aid to anyone that needs it. So it's weird that that concept wouldn't also transfer over into the Star Wars universe. Hold on. Yeah, life would be easier if I go through here, wouldn't it? Rather than trying to go through the park, which is full of mobs. But then again, I mean, we do have, is it Belsavis? The prison planet? Which, is a hereditary prison. And we on Earth learnt that lesson more than a century ago, probably more than 2 centuries ago, with Australia. I don't really know why why Bioware decided that revisiting the issue of, should we keep people imprisoned for the crimes that their parents committed? Why they decided that they needed to revisit that issue when the answer should be clear. Personally, I don't feel like it was fertile ground for storytelling, because it was such an open and shut, obvious case. I'm not sure why. The game would need to introduce other concepts like accidentally shooting down your own medical ships because the enemy is jamming your or scrambling your targeting computers. I mean, it's a pretty awful thing. Like if you're using it as a device to show that the Empire is bad, mission accomplished. But we already know that the Empire is bad. Do we really need reminding in such a horrible way? And it's such a minor thing as well. Like, this has the potential, I would think, to be a fairly major plot point. Like, and this was just something that we happened upon, and which I wouldn't have seen if I hadn't decided to transport up to Port Bavaria instead of to the uptown jet train, whatever the thing's actually called. It's not bullet train. Stop that. I'm not interested. I know you're a droid, so you can't have COVID, but you could be a carrier. Weird design choice. It's as though it's in place to try and conceal the data banks behind it, but it's also blocking out a lot of the light from the lights, the light fixtures above. Like, in this case, it kind of makes sense because it's mostly over a bedding area. Although quite why there isn't a second one leaning this way. If this is supposed to be a private sleeping area, I couldn't tell you, but like, why? It's not even that detailed. It can't really be a decoration, can it? It's just coarse fabric, like canvas. It's not keeping out leaks. It doesn't appear to be. Turns out the Republic's Belsavis prison was not hereditary. The Rakata version from about 2,000 years before was, though. No, it definitely is hereditary, because one of the story missions for the planet is that inmates were born there. Some of the inmates were born there and were being kept prisoner because of crimes that their parents committed. And a faction was trying to break out because they believed, and leave the planet because they believed that they didn't deserve to remain prisoners for crimes that they hadn't been alive to commit. And you can choose whether to keep them imprisoned or... Oh, I'm a dummy. I forgot about that mission. Oh, fair enough. No worries. Yeah, you can choose whether to agree with them and calm the prison warden down, the deputy who got Klingon promoted because his commander got killed in front of him. Oh no, that's a battlefield promotion. A Klingon promotion is where you kill your previous commander and take his position yourself. What the... Is that the entrance? Why? Oh, they respawned because it's not an instanced area. So what was I doing in here then? Did I complete that mission? Scrambled signals, heroic. I did! Okay. Was not paying attention. I was talking about prison warden promotion. Yeah, you can either side with the prison warden who's gotten very upset because he watched his previous head warden killed in front of him, and then a woman who was just a prison tech who was just hanging out, doing her job, not being horrible in any way. He kind of got radicalized by seeing her killed as well. And you can either choose to side with him and just imprison everyone, or you can side with the faction leader who was like, we were born here because it was co-ed imprisonment for some reason, because that's a good idea, and we happen to be born here. And that's obviously the choice that I made, because I was quite vocal at the time about how awful I thought a hereditary prison was. But yeah, it's strange that it is only mentioned in that one mission. It's not referenced anywhere else that I could find quickly. Yeah, it's like, this is a solved issue on Earth. Why would you need to bring it up as a concept to explore in a game like this in the first place? And then why would you leave it an open question? I mean, I guess in case you want to allow your players to choose to be outrageously evil or not, or to be good, so that you've got like light side and dark side point choices. But like, that's pretty dark as a choice. I don't know. If I were creating the game and I was told that we have to allow people to come up with their own moral decisions on an issue like that, I would feel pretty grubby. Because that's a very simple issue, in my estimation. And the fact that it's not referenced anywhere is pretty weird as well. Like, you would think that it would be a fairly front and center major element of the lore about the planet. Like, we ran this prison so poorly that we allowed people of differing genders to intermingle and have children, and then failed to provide for those children, so that they just grew up surrounded by the awful criminals that we sent to this planet and influenced by them. Because like Belsavis was not like Australia was as a prison colony, because Australia, the English just sent anybody. Some of the crimes that the people who got sent to Australia for were trivial almost by today's standards. Like, I think theft of underwear was one of them, which in the sort of early modern period was a serious moral failing, but like for us just seems ridiculous. But Balsavis was Balsavis's inmates are people like mass murderers, just a planet full of mass murderers. Some of the other class stories definitely have some morally heavy decisions as well. Yeah, I have played through a bunch of the Trooper and the Smuggler story. I haven't gotten off of... well, I've gotten to the end of Coruscant with the Knight, but I haven't gotten as far with the Knight as I have with the others. Was I supposed to do something else in there? Or was that the end of that mission? No, return to Private Vaca. Okay, that's it. So I can just... Oh no, that's a mercenary. I can't give them a buff. They're Empire side. Oh well. So if there are bigger ethical decisions coming up for the Trooper and the Smuggler, I look forward to it. But there have been a few, particularly the one that stands out for me, for the Trooper at least, was the Coruscant mission, where I know there are multiple cases of being sent to Australia for stealing bread more than 3 times. Yeah. I mean, looking up crimes for which people were sent to Australia is probably an exercise in, like, making yourself angry for some of them being not worth being sent around the world by today's standards. 4, definitely disproportionate punishment. But even in that case, like, we decided fairly quickly not to keep the children of the inmates imprisoned. Like, I think, I haven't studied it in very much detail, but I think that we provided for the children of the inmates on religious grounds. But yeah, ethical decisions for story, class stories. The one place I can think of that really was a big ethical decision was the Trooper, when you're in Coruscant and you find someone who was a cyborg who was kind of nuts and had been had kidnapped and experimented on a bunch of civilians from Coruscant, and he claimed to have turned some of, but not all of his subjects into basically sleeper agent cyborgs who would activate and start to sow discord and terror at random, and his augmentations were so excellent and subtle that no medical scanning could tell the difference between an ordinary person and someone he'd conducted this procedure on. And your orders from General Garza are to just kill everyone as a Trooper. And when I was playing, I disobeyed that order, because in any modern armed force, like any post-World War II modern armed force, it is the moral obligation of the soldier to disregard orders that they feel are immoral or possibly illegal. And I felt that killing civilians who had been experimented on and who we couldn't determine one way or the other actually were dangerous, I decided that killing them was immoral, so I ignored it. And it didn't lead to a court-martial, which you would think it should. Or at least some kind of proceeding where they evaluate... evaluate my actions and how I disobeyed orders. But that didn't happen. Garza just was a bit snippy with me, which actually is kind of amusing. But it has been a while since I've played through those story beats, so if I'm forgetting a significant moral choice, where was I up to? I got quite a long way with both of those. I got to... Quesh? I got off Hoth. I got past Hoth. Did I quite get... I don't remember what order the planets are in. Do Alderaan before Balmorra. Did I do Voss? I don't think I'm quite at Voss with my smuggler yet, and I'm doing or almost completed Voss with my trooper, and smuggler isn't super heavy, but trooper definitely has another quite heavy choice. Okay, good to know. I don't remember what there is between Voss and Corellia. Is there much? Or does it depend, or is there just like class story stuff between the two? To be honest, I was having trouble relating to my smuggler, because they seemed to just be in it for the money until they got licensed as a privateer against the Empire. Then I was on board more. Especially when we got to hit an Imperial treasure ship, basically. I don't remember the exact term that was used, but basically it was full of credits and other riches that the Empire had been collecting, and our smuggler and another just gutted the place. Nabbed everything. Must have been galling for the Empire to lose so much. Hilarious. Smuggler isn't my favourite of the stories, since it's basically just comic relief. Yeah, it's not great. I'm also annoyed that the flirting options are very, very heteronormative, at least during the first story arc, like the main game story arc. I don't know how much flirting there is possible in later expansions, but you don't really get the option of playing a character that flirts with anything that moves, when as a female character you can only flirt with male characters, male NPCs, and presumably the other way around if you're playing a male character. A playboy or playgirl smuggler that will flirt with anything that moves should be able to, like, if that's how you're going to advertise the class story, I know that players talk about it in those terms, but I don't know whether BioWare actually did advertise the class in those terms. So maybe I'm complaining about something that didn't actually happen and is therefore making me sound unreasonable. The main game is quite stiff on that, but the expansions are definitely more modern in that aspect. Yeah, I think I remember reading a bit about the romance options for classes, and about how, for example, Elara Dawn is a romance option. So Elara Dawn is a companion for the Trooper. She's BioWare didn't really advertise that as about the class story. It's just a community thing. Okay, so never mind what I was saying about flirt with anything type of smuggler. That's not how they were portraying things. Fair enough. I wonder where the Imperial weapons are. I thought I was supposed to pry them off the hulls of ships, but I haven't. Oh no, hold on. We have seen ships. There were ships upstairs through here, weren't there? Yeah. So I was reading about romance options, and Elara Dawn came up, and Elara Dawn is a female trooper companion who you can romance in the main game if you're a male trooper, and the romance guide said that you do get to flirt with her in later expansions as a female trooper, but you don't get to romance her, at least not yet. Maybe you'll be able to romance her in the upcoming yet to be released expansion, and that would be cool, but it's not anything certain. Yeah, I think I would have noticed if there was anything to interact with up here. I would like to believe that I could rely on myself to do that much at least. And I did check over there as well, didn't I? So I have yet to encounter any Imperial weapons that I can steal, which is a bit disappointing. I've only done one hangar so far. I did embrace that a bit more in the expansions, since the smuggler has quite a few unique lines. Cool. I mean, it's good to know that BioWare is branching out and being less heteronormative, but the game is only 10 years old, and it would be nice if they'd been a bit more flexible about that to begin with. it just seems, quite apart from how boring it is if everything is heteronormative, it just seems weird that your player character, if they're flirting with other sapient species of beings from around the galaxy, they would care about whether those beings identify along a gender binary and where they identify in that gender binary, male or female. And, you know, does this alien creature that my ancestors didn't evolve to know at all, does it identify in a way that is opposite to my identification in a shared understanding of gender? Like, quite apart from biological sex, there have to be differences in gender roles across different galactic species, sapient species, and the way that genders think about themselves and like behave and portray themselves in a social setting. Claiming that all males everywhere behave exactly the same way, aside from boring from a storytelling perspective, seems biologically and socially improbable, considering that there isn't a consensus about gender norms on Earth between all human civilizations. And there certainly isn't any kind of consensus about the way that different animals of different genders behave. It is really stupid considering a lot of the other species really do not have that cultural gender split. Yeah, and for example, like, just to pick something that is vaguely relatable, the Cathars are cat people, and on Earth, a lot of the time there is absolutely no difference between male and female cats, and when there is in lions, for example, the gender roles of lions are quite unique and complex. Female lions do most of the hunting. Male lions are just there to produce young and to protect that young, their own young, from other male lions who are wandering out who don't have a pride. And other than that, there aren't like physical strength differences between male and female tigers, for example, or cheetahs. Hutts, for example, might go through multiple gender changes during their 500-year lifespan. That's a good point. Also, I frequently see Hutts described as slugs, and I don't know whether that's accurate or not, because you can call a person a slug because you're insulting them, because we find slugs to be unpleasant. And just because a Hutt looks similar to a Terran slug doesn't mean that they are biologically in any way similar, but slugs are a lot of different species of slug are hermaphroditic and can change gender depending on the biological demographics of nearby slugs. So if Hutts have anything to do with anything biologically to do with slugs, you would expect Hutt gender identity to be a choice way more than it is for any other sapient species. So far, I have not seen any Imperial weapons to steal. Now, maybe no, they can't be through these doors because they don't appear on the map. If these were in any way things that I could take down, fields that I could take down, they'd appear as places I could visit through the map. Hello. Places that I can put my explosives. Alright, let's heal up Kaizen first, shall we?
You may think it's nothing, but you've certainly outdone yourself. Now it's up to us to turn the tide.
Oh man. That ended the mission. Bonus objectives are gone. No, thank you. Social distancing. Don't hit me. That's what he's here for. I don't know where those weapons I was supposed to find are though. They're not. These objects have been used as weapon lockers before, but smaller. Scaled down, and I mean these are weapons, and there are obviously weapons on these ships, but none of them are things that I can interact with. Or could have interacted with before the mission completed itself.
Nice work! They already started the medship transports, and reinforcement deployments are being prioritized.
This who I'm looking for, Private?
Yes, sir.
Captain Heron, 2nd Infantry. Thank you for getting our transports off the ground. You've done us a great service today.
It's all because Private Vecker wanted to get back to his unit so badly. You could use a man like him on the front.
I certainly could, which is why I've just signed his deployment orders. You're headed back to your unit, Vecker.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
That guy had quite a set of scars around his mouth, didn't he? Big old cuts. I think that's called is it a Glasgow smile, or it's the kind of scarring that the Joker had in the Nolan films. Wait, why am I going to a transit station? I can just... Oh no, it's because I want to go through the spaceport in case there's anything that will happen, any cutscenes that will happen as I leave. Right, that's why. If I just transport straight up to my ship, I'll miss any such cutscenes. And of course, this will be one of the occasions where there aren't any cutscenes as you approach your ship from the orbital station. Just to prove me wrong.
Nice to see customers. Can I get you anything? Feel free to browse.
And show me up. It's not that much more time.
Welcome. Please select an available travel route. Have a safe and pleasant stay.
The Wi-Fi claims to be connected on my tablet. And yet, it's got that little spinny symbol to indicate that actually it's struggling. I can only see one network, despite the fact that I know before I started the stream they could see two, because for some reason our house has multiple Wi-Fi networks that you can connect to. I don't know why the Wi-Fi in this house is so inconsistent and shoddy. It's infuriating. Fingers crossed. It looks like it's settled down now, and fingers crossed that's true.
Stand by for examination and suggested products. You are fit for duty. Return to your post.
I thought they last the same when they do, so someone must have refreshed my buffs partway through. So hopefully now my chat is reconnected. Let's go and find out what there is to say on the ship's intercom. Is this the right way? Yes. But, yeah, perennial phrase, on the stream. If you are typing in the chat and I appear not to be responding, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's just that my tablet is not actually showing me the comments on the Twitch chat app. So I apologize. Without a number of alterations to the Wi-Fi infrastructure in this house, I can't really do very much about improving the situation. Ooh, all my companions have things to say. Let's hear from them. Theron first, I suppose.
Jedi, Holiday and I have an announcement to make.
Then I hope it's a lovely wedding and you have a dozen hollow children.
Oh, Theron, that's a thought.
Moving along, we've become rather addicted to the adventuring life. So we've decided to stay with you indefinitely.
And my projected lifespan is long enough to keep you and any little Jedi out of trouble.
Trouble is eternal. I'll be glad to have you.
Wherever you go, you can always rely on Holiday and myself.
That's a promise.
Still think it's weird and creepy that he tacitly admits to having programmed Holiday to love him.
Bisadi mohargas, wakagas, gurksasek, otrofelskodjek, lohasan mar kliks tulama, morta brapsak, doskos shiverskors, ran oras tajaba, kurkunskana, orflex, varjo raunor, do unska.
So you've not only trapped Venabit into facing you, you've placed the law on your side. Good work.
Dornor basro, the endekrusk, santalis, morta brapsak, rasmukresare onglok, randergorsk, skugjeltras, ortargorsk.
If Venab will not surrender peacefully, what happens then?
Modulambasarsk. Parsk potrak, Nodorsk, Utakolua, Relkevskuna, Raktels, Wottraksrok, Telsk, Rak, Rinkhons, Ruk, Sark, Trakva, Krenok, Durkraksos.
Sounds good. It's a bit of a shame that we couldn't have had that level of interesting interplay with Kaizen before, but on the other hand, you kind of need to build up a rapport with him because he's kind of a distant sort of a person.
Can we talk? I had a dream about that ship where Father died, but its corridors went on forever. Father was calling and I couldn't find him. Everything I've lost. I meditate and study, but it still hurts. Shouldn't my training make this better?
Your training is intended to help you handle your emotions, not cut you off from them.
I thought I'd be all serene and calm by now, that nothing would bother me. Becoming a Jedi's not easy, is it?
Nope.
I got word from home about the spaceport, remember? They wanted to demolish the Annex ruins and build it there?
There was some grumbling, but I think everyone's settled down now. I can't believe they really listened to me.
I feel like a diplomat now. But all this training, I still don't feel like a Jedi.
Negotiation and problem-solving skills are vital. You can't fix everything with a lightsaber.
I know, but it's more than that.
I want to walk the same path you did. Go to Tython, see the Jedi Temple, follow where the ancient Jedi went. I wouldn't be gone long enough to explore, of course. I have all your maps from the ship's computer. I'm ready.
I mean, I could just set you as my companion and wander around Tython if you want, but I don't think that the game will acknowledge that. Let's see what this does.
If you go to Tython with a clear purpose, you'll get much more out of your time there.
Sure. What do you want me to do?
Find all the masters and boop them on the nose. I mean, all of these are excellent, but this will probably do the most good.
There's a settlement on Tython called Kalikori Village. The people there are poor and often hungry. They could use your help.
Absolutely. I'll see what I can do for them. You're the best. I mean, I appreciate your great kindness, Master. See you soon.
Thank you. I agree, the best.
Tython's not at all like I imagined. It was even more beautiful. Peaceful, but wild, too. I could sense something there. Like the first Jedi who broke with the Order left some of that darkness behind.
That's the case.
Tython is strong in the Force. And like the Force, it has both darkness and light. Not everyone can feel it.
Actually, Tython's a lot like home. I wonder what I'd sense now if I went back there. It's like Tython's a place where my powers and the Jedi teachings meet. Even if I wasn't your Padawan, there's somewhere I'd belong. Thank you for letting me go there. I'll never forget it.
It was less let and more send, but yes.
How do you think my training's going?
Sorry, praise is bad for you.
Jedi training can only be judged over years. But you've made a very promising start.
I thought so. I feel different. More myself. I've got a level of control I've never had before. It's great. I want to keep going.
Wow, this is a lot. I'm surprised it's happening now.
Listen to this. A woman back home asked me for advice. From what she says, it sounds like our little boy is Force sensitive. She's asking what she should do for him, but I don't know what to tell her. She seems to think I know everything.
Would be best if the boy was sent to Tython. He'll be accepted there.
I suppose. I wouldn't want him to grow up like I did. I'll write back to her, and to Master Satil, so she can expect a new arrival.
I'm perfectly happy to fill out the last 5 minutes or so.
You'll be pleased to know I remain the most advanced steward droid in the galaxy. If that ever changes, I shall recommend a replacement.
Happy to fill out the last few minutes of the stream just talking to all the companions and getting their stories. And I will leave using my ship's intercom for next time. Because even if that, like, puts a cap on the events of Corellia, I imagine it will lead in very easily and quickly to the next things, like Ilum, and going to the Republic fleet to... oh, right, there's Taris. Going to the Republic fleet to pick up the stuff that you get just after doing Corellia. I'm surprised that these guys are still on the ship. I mean, I haven't really done much to help them. I've helped the Rift Alliance, of which they are all a part. But what's happened to Gaiden Ko's neck? Someone steal it whilst we were on Corellia. Poor guy.
Refugees are back on Balmora. Arrived just before polling started for opposition leader's post. Balmoran public got to see collaborators in chains. Got plenty of positive messages during the polls.
Those refugees still deserve a chance to prove their innocence.
Not my problem. Got my future to think of. Votes are in. I won, Nayland Fiskin lost. I'm opposition leader. Seat in government, everything. It feels good.
If you're opposition leader, won't you be returning to Balmora?
No. Can work in absentia until you're done gallivanting around. Wanted to thank you for your help. Couldn't have got that edge without you. Oh, and Greystar's journals? Put 2 blaster shots through the datapad. Destroyed. Like Greystar wanted.
I'm glad you chose to honor his wishes. Eventually.
All done living in the past. Future is what matters. Balmora's and mine.
And that's all you get out of Zenith. For now. In comparison to the 5 or 6 that you got out of Nadia.
I need to talk to you. I got a letter from Milo Pelham. Kinda rambling, but still sounds like he's getting better. Thing is, this letter has intel about the facility where we were held. He wants me to give the intel to SIS, but it's... you couldn't call it coherent.
Start a dialogue with Milo. Ask him questions about the facility. See if he's consistent, then decide.
Seems smart. Hey, it might even help him focus. I'll get to work on a reply. It's encouraging that he's able to write it all. Maybe there's hope for me, too.
Yes, because you're so incoherent yourself. Okay, let's do Taris. And then I'll call it, because I don't imagine that we're going to be doing a huge amount of Taris. Probably just a fight. And hopefully not out in the middle of nowhere. Quick, land the ship before I get the door open. That's a bit of a ways out.
Welcome to Taris. I'm Governor Suresh. On behalf of the Galactic Republic, I want to thank you for joining us in this historic project. For your safety, please do not travel beyond the military-secured safe zone outside the settlement. This world and our work here will shine as a beacon of hope to all of the Republic. But first, we have many obstacles to overcome. Together, we stand taller than any obstacle. Let's get to work. Together.
Would it be quicker just to ride out, or to take a speeder to here and then right? Not quite sure how to get here either, to be honest. So is it through here? Yeah, let's take the speeder. That's probably going to be quicker.
Mechanized travel is for official business only.
Oh, it's already got the buffs.
Greetings. You are cleared for the following travel routes.
A bunch of buffs. I don't know that he's got the trooper buff. I don't think I saw that one. But he had 3 of them, so that means the other 3 besides the trooper. I'm a little bit sad that you can't apply this whilst you're on a speeder, so that you could just zoom past someone if you were quick enough, click on them, hit that, and like be a buff fairy, a buffing, a buff providing fairy, not like a buff fairy. Mysteriously leave people with oh, it's him again. Buffs that they didn't notice getting, or didn't notice a person who would have given them. I thought it'd be in here.
Besade Mohardas, Barkavas, Gurksasek, Otrafels Kojek, Das Tanga Rasjak, Shiverskars, Gus, Zomkalis, Korra.
Is this going to be an incredibly obvious double cross? That's a lot of dudes.
From Oras, Kajaba, Gur Unskala, Orexi, Rajo Raunor, Do Unska.
Navrasisi, Odortikcha, Morta Vrapsa, Gretas.
From Oras, Kajaba, Gur Unskala, Orexi, Rajo Raunor, Do Unska.
Kaizen and I know how you've come this far, and it's not through hard work.
Garnis Hisak Nak Onas, Skugentras, Corellia, Severin Zesek.
Wajulambasar, Parsk Potrak, Modraksk, Gumbak Polua, Besade Mohardas, Barkavas, Gurksasek, Otrafels Kojek.
Nobody mentioned a Wookiee.
So this is all a lie, but somehow you know a Wookiee was involved?
Skocharak Mas Osla, Spetod Trangis, Gumbak Polua, your scout Pokre, Barkavas, Spetod, Rasmukresare Ogla, Dosk Tanga Rasjak, Shiverskars, Gus, Zomkalis, Korra.
Ganaxis Check Jash, Luktar Krivo, Kirbenas, Gorakrades.
Besade Mohardas, Barkavas, Gurksasek, Otrafels Kojek.
What of your score?
Skocharak Mas Osla, Spetod Trangis, Gumbak Polua, your scout Pokre.
Tosha Blumchik Patna, Shiverskars, Zademo, Yanor Forita.
Wajulambasar, Parsk Potrak, Modraksk, Gumbak Polua, From Oras, Kajaba, Gur Unskala, Orexi, Rajo Raunor, Do Unska.
Yeah, that's going to go well for you. Oh good, we don't kill them. But we do kill him, which I'm not opposed to.
Wajulambasar, Parsk Potrak, Modraksk, Gumbak Polua, Dosk Tanga Rasjak, Shiverskars, Gus, Zomkalis, Korra.
Veneb was a deceiver and a murderer. Following him would only have led you down a dark path.
Bisade mohardas, bakavas, kurksasek, otrafels project. Doskas gores, orflex, quadro raunor. Lohasa mar clicks to lama. Like cat renis, atrasisi, ordarticha, rantel vendes. Grel jabs kunak, raktels. Work tracks rock, telski, crack.
They need guidance, Kaizen, and there is much you could teach them.
Dosk tanga rasjak, shiver skorsk, kus, sonkalis, korra.
Think. You could teach them to hunt honorably, to serve the scorekeeper.
Dor nord basro, endekus, sankalis, morta brapsak, bisade mohargas, bakavas, kurksasek. Project.
You're helping these Trandoshans find a better future.
Yo hasamar, ona, skovjergeran. Janor forita, bisa ademo, ragorand, rakil urglex, nas. Kripsulama, ki ragoras. Skochara mas osla, spetod tranis. Unda polua, your scout pocket. Rasmuklesare oglak, Brandenborsk, Skuvjeltras, or Dargorsk.
Surprise, you'll be clan speaker. Probably don't need to worry about a cutscene happening as I transition from space station to ship. Or not space station, because it was a spaceport on the planet's surface, wasn't it? And why this isn't showing up? Oh, because it's an objective. Even if it's not a quest starter, it's a quest objective.
Rakva Grenok, Tajaba, Wajulambasars, Ganaxlis, Jash, Ruktar Krivo, Kirvenas, Ganakrates, Ojegrapnor, Ask, Yanor Forita, Nak, Voja, Morta Vrapsak.
Don't worry. You're intelligent, capable, and devout. Exactly the role model they need.
Bisade mohargas, bakavas, kurksasek, otrafels project. Janor forita, bisade mo, ragorand, rakil urglex, nas.
Yes, think of the process of teaching as being stalking prey, stalk ignorance.
If you ever want advice, I'll be here.
Dosk tanga rasjak, shiver skorsk, kus, sonkalis, korra, dornor basro, endekus, sankalis, morta vrapsa.
That's not true. Standing still can help you hunt if you are waiting in ambush for prey that you know will come, because you have studied their movements. Okay, so using the ship's intercom will, I expect, start a cutscene that caps off the Coruscant stuff and end the... because I think Coruscant is the end of the original game's story, so capping that off will be the end of the first release, and then it will be the next the first expansion, which I think starts with Ilum. I know that I've got a thing on Ilum, Crystal Ball, and I also know that you can pick up another mission from the Republic fleet. I don't know whether after this point class story is divided from expansion story. I don't think that it is. I guess we'll find out. I think that someone else mentioned that it isn't. So we'll be starting that next time on Monday. Since Monday, Wednesday, Friday is my intended stream schedule, I haven't been so good at keeping to that of late, or for a while really, but that's the intention anyway. So thank you for watching. I hope to see you again, whether that's Monday or not. Between now and then, I will be putting this up on my YouTube, Vanilla Jester Gaming. You can find it and all the other recordings of my streams up to this point over there. I think this sort of format lends itself to being on in the background whilst you do something else, which is perfectly fine, especially since you won't be able to actually directly engage with me as I play through if you're watching a recording. Makes it very understandable that you would put it on in the background, so fair enough. You can also find me on Twitter at Vanilla Jester. No punctuation between that or anything, it's just Vanilla Jester, at Vanilla Jester. I tweet most often just before I go live, in case that's how you get your information. But I do occasionally tweet other things, and you can tweet at me if you feel like it, if you're feeling adventurous and brave. You can also find me on Discord. My name there is the same everywhere else. I'm thinking of my brand, you see. My international brand. As I said, I hope to see you again, whether that's on Monday or not. And until I do, I hope that you have as good a time as you possibly can manage. And goodbye.